Speaking of flowers, you used to put flowers on your drum set a long time ago. Do you remember that?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
That's really awesome. That's just wanted to say that.
A lot of that came from feeling very, very homesick. You know, after about a year on the road, you know, you start, you know, missing home a little bit. So I like to have fresh flowers around the kids. It kind of reminded me of home, and it was refreshing, you know, because we were in, you know, when you're touring that much and you're touring, you know, playing nearly every night, it's a consistent yet refreshing change, if you like.
Yes.
Which kind of doesn't really change, and consistent don't really go together. But that's what it felt like to me. It took away just the feeling of the same stage every night, which you can get like. It feels like you're on the same stage every night when you are playing for about a year or so on the road, you know.
Wow, that's so awesome. I never knew that. What are your memories of John Bonham?
What are my memories of John Bonham?
Or Bonzo, if you like.
Well, yeah, I never called him Bonzo, but
really?
I certainly called him John.
Okay.
I have very, very good memories. He's besides being a brilliant drummer, he, you know, when he was really young, when he was 16, I would watch him play. When we were both playing drums by the time we were 16 years old, and when he played, I thought he was playing out of time.
Oh, wow.
Because I would hear this bass drum kind of doing these really odd counterpoint hits, and I didn't understand what he was talking. I couldn't understand how his drums were talking to me, and it took me at least a year to understand that he was talking in a completely different language. And then I got it, and I realised he was putting in all of his counterpoint in and around his straight beats. And one day I just woke up to it, and I just went, "Oh my God, I don't believe that he's doing this," because I hadn't heard Krupa do it, and I hadn't really heard a lot of the big band drummers do it. I hadn't heard anybody in rock doing it beforehand. Not quite how he was doing it. And I'm talking about his bass drum work specifically.
Yes.
And I just watched it and I just went, my God, you know, I don't believe this guy. And he was, you know, he was leading. He was trailing. He was trailing a new, you know, blazing a trail for a lot of other people to walk down that path, you know. So he's not only an innovator, but he was a brilliant timekeeper. And, you know, I mean, he's left an imprint, and he really is for every drummer who wants to be a drummer to listen to. You know, if you want to know something about drums, then you have to listen to John Bonham, especially his footwork. His footwork is decisive, and it's just so pure in how he's laying it all down, you know.
Yeah.
So from that what I would call sometimes awkward counterpoint of when we were both 16 years old, it transformed into all of the stuff he played on Led Zeppelin's first album, you know. And I was learning a little more jazz. I was learning to hit harder, and I was always trying to focus on counterpoint bass drum work, triplet bass drum work. And you know, my journey was much slower and than Bonham's in terms of his accuracy and his finesse. And you know, mine was about reaction. I reacted I watched John play, what he did was he played drums. I reacted to music, and there's a huge difference there.
Wow.
I play orchestrationally, and John played drums. He plays drums in terms of notes.
Wow.
And so there was a huge difference in our skills.
Wow.
But we became friends, and we were friends for some time, for actually a long time.
Ever hang out with Keith Moon?
No, I never met Keith. I'm hoping to one day.
Who? What was that?
I'm hoping to one day.
Oh, I see. I must admit, my favorite Sabbath song is Solitude, and I just like to know who actually sung on it. Was it you or Ozzy? Because a lot of people
That's
think...
Ozzy singing Solitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to jam with Frank Zappa?
Yeah, we at Madison Square Gardens, Frank's guitar, unfortunately, something blew up, so it didn't go very far. But we were always bumping into Frank. We were either conversing or we'd have dinner, or we'd watch those guys play. And Frank could come and watch us play a couple of times. He enjoyed Black Sabbath.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've heard he was a really big fan.
I'm sorry?
I heard he was a very big fan.
Yeah, he definitely liked Black Sabbath. Yeah. Yeah, so much so that he wanted to get up, he wanted to jam with the band,
Oh, wow.
And I don't know what happened to his guitar. I don't know what happened to his guitar. It's either something happened on the stage where we couldn't get it working, or so in the end he had to take a bow and kind of move off the stage.
So do you have a very big music collection at home?
Can you ask me that again, Isabella?
Do you have a very big music collection at home?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever collect 8-tracks or any weird formats like that?
No, I don't have any more 8-tracks in my possession. I used to.
Oh.
Used to have hundreds of them.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I got some Sabbath 8-tracks in my collection.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Hang on to them because they're rarities.
Yeah.